Hello YouTube, what's going on GZTV? And by the way, just a disclaimer before we get into the album, I'm probably not going to edit that much of this video just because this album's not that good. I'm going to be honest. It's Trippie Redd. It was a solid release, I guess, and I just wanted to post on the YouTube. I'm sorry for the low effort. If you're a Trippie Redd fan and you like this album, let me know in the comments. Give me some songs, but this album wasn't really hitting, and in the first place, going into this album, wasn't super excited. Mansion Music aged pretty terribly. Considering some of the features, considering the hype on the album, I don't know. There are some things to be said. Trippie Redd's vocals will never get old. There's always some great vocal inflections, in his records, on his records, I should say. But I don't know. We'll just go track by track, kind of talk about the actual music and then review it. I don't know. So getting into track number one, I'm not gonna edit the names of the tracks. Take Me Away, it has Corbin on it. I think he worked with the Kid Leroy. Not a really energetic part or energetic song, and I'm not even really sure what the point of the Corbin part was of the song. Didn't really make sense to me. It felt super out of place. This is gonna be a quick review. I don't want to spend more than 10-12 minutes on this. Thy Motion, is track 2, or the next track. I don't really care about the track numbers. I didn't listen to the singles, by the way, because I had them on New Music Friday, but Thy Motion has some nice guitar strums. There's a lot of cool riffs and strums and all that stuff going for Trippie Redd on this album, but it's cool background music. That's really all it is. How You Alive, I don't know what the hell this song means. How are you alive after all that's happened? I'm not really sure what Trippie is trying to get there. I can appreciate what he's trying to do with this song. I appreciate what he's trying to do in the album as a whole. He's trying to get into different lanes, try different things. Some of this stuff isn't entirely new to Trippie Redd, but I see what he's trying to do. I get the vision. It's just, does it work out for me? Probably not. There's some good flows on How You Alive, but other than that, I can't say much. Thinking About You, I like that there's at least a beat. A lot of this album is a little too mellow, and I can listen to an album like Blonde. I can listen to After Hours. Well, After Hours has beats. Give me examples in the comments. What are albums that you guys have listened to that don't really have any drums? Put some damn drums on your beats, man. I don't know. Even Frank Ocean has drums, and he sings a lot. He obviously relies on his voice to make good music. I'm not trying to compare the two. It's just kind of what Trippie Redd is trying to do, it feels like. I don't know. Some of these bars on Thinking About You make no sense. To be fair, this is the sound he should have been attaining a while ago. This is the sound that Trippie Redd's voice was kind of made for, so there's that. Praying for Love, another song with good guitar riffs. Praying for Love's pretty good. The vocals are great. This is probably one of the more solid records on the album. The first 4 tracks were super lame to me. Then the 5th track we listened to. Reality, you listen to this track and you're at this point in the album and you're like, is this all this album is going to be? Just guitar riffs with trippy vocals? There's some drums on here, but I don't know. Yeah, the production isn't everything, but it makes certain tracks. And I feel like if you're low energy as an artist, then I don't know what to say. If you're just bland and you don't go in different directions, then yeah. A Feeling, with Sky Morales, he has a couple of her features with her on the album, and that's interesting because, wow, this has just aged terribly because he cheated on her. Maybe that was album promo, and if it was, that's fucking weird, Trippie. This is a good track. Sky Morales is a pretty talented artist. She has pretty good vocals. So, yeah. Romantic Fantasy, it had some sort of, old sample on it. It kind of sounds like Michael Jackson. I'm not really sure what that sample is. If any of you guys in the comments can find the sample, let me know. But it's a pretty good song. I would say Romantic Fantasy is a pretty solid song. I'm Mad at Me. Lil Wayne's on here. Got super hyped for that. That's really cool. Something we kind of looked forward to going into the album. Great beat. It's probably one of the best songs. I don't think it has too much replay value, but if you're going to pick the one on this album, if you will, it'd probably be this one. Closed Doors. You kind of hear this track and you're like, all right, Roddy Ricch is on here. It's got that Roddy Ricch vibe, which is really cool. Kind of like that, not vintage because Roddy Ricch isn't an old artist, but that Roddy Ricch typical music, which is awesome. Like his older stuff, like a couple years ago, was great, and that's kind of what this track reminds me of. Roddy and Tripp sound very similar on the song, which was another interesting aspect. So yeah, action. This is like the shifting point of the album. The album starts to pick up in pace a little bit, and it's not that the album has to have a high pace, like boom, boom, boom. It doesn't have to be like that. It's just if you're gonna have slow songs, you need to make it interesting. You need to have solid songwriting. You need to have cool melodies. It just gets super bland and super saturated as you kind of get through it. I don't know, but towards the end it picks up. The Wind had the Kid Laroi on it. Pretty interesting. It's a pretty good collab. I mean, they both utilize like the strained vocals, so having the Kid Laroi and Trippie Redd on a song didn't seem like a bad idea on paper. Pretty good song. I love the beats. Some of their vocal effects are really cool on here. I dig it. This is a solid song. Helicopter, helicopter, helicopter. I'm just kidding. I'm not really sure who Tommy Lee Sparta is. That's a weird fucking name. Someone like mimicking whatever. Tommy Lee. What the hell? He's not that good. He's a Jamaican artist. I looked into him a little bit. You can appreciate that if you're a part of that culture, but it's just like I don't really understand their slang, so I guess I don't understand it. I don't want to say it's just like ass straight off rip because I don't like the sound of it. But I don't like the sound of it, so that's it. That's my opinion. I don't know how you could really get a worse song on the album than this anyway. The hook is sort of catchy. Trippie sort of saves it, but I don't know. I can't really give that album too much of the benefit of the doubt. As we get into Flowers, kind of sounds like a Drake song sample that has like a Teenage Fever type of sound, which is interesting, like that pitch that they hit. Bryson Tiller was on it, which is solid, but the hook was super weak. I don't really have much more to say about that song. And don't take this as me hating Trippie Redd. It's just I'm giving my honest opinion. I've loved Trippie Redd's music for years. Life's a Trip. The older Love Letter to You's, exclamation point's a great album. I like that album, and a lot of people don't like it. So that's kind of where I'm at. The Hate has a cool beat. That's about it. That's really all I can talk about it. Trip McKnight is the last song and pretty much the hype song on the album. It goes hard. I'm not really sure where this was the whole album. I'm not really sure what kind of strategy it is to just wait for the last song on the album to just bring out all the hype. It is what it is. I'm not going to be mad at it, but it's kind of a strange decision. So yeah, let's just get into the review and then we're out of here. So kind of talking about some generalities about the album as a whole and my thoughts. You guys can go check out the Twitch VOD, by the way. My full reaction is there. I'm pretty sure they've copyrighted it. I don't know by now. But the lovey-dovey stuff can get old. I mean, all those types of songs kind of sound the same. I mean, that's the thing about this. Like, as you're listening, that's what you're thinking. There are some artists that can pull this off and kind of do that for an entire album, but it's a super hard thing to do. Like, even Frank Ocean had to have Andre 3 Stacks on the track. Even The Weeknd can rap every now and then, It's really hard to uphold this, like, super love song R&B type of sound the entire time. The album title, it's accurate. The Love Letter to You albums, they did kind of start out with a little bit of hype, but overall they've kind of gradually changed to this lovescape. There's some weird promo behind the album, considering he just cheated on his girl Sky Morales, who is featured on the album. Now, I'm not gonna like accuse him of doing that for promo, but it kind of seems like it. I don't know. Like, if you're watching this, Trippie, you gotta clear the air, man. The album is just too slow. Like, as you're listening to it, obviously there's a little bit of hype in the end, but as you're gradually getting through the album, it's so slow that you don't even care to like closely pay attention to the songs. It's like, well, okay, that's not the intention of the album, I suppose. I don't mind the slow songs, but it needs to at least have some substance. He needs to be talking about something. It needs to be artful. Maybe some distinctive beats every now and then would be cool as well, but I don't think this album really achieves that. Rap Talks SK was gassing the shit out of this album, and he was hanging out with Trippie Redd. Shout out to him, by the way. There's no hate to him or towards anybody, not even Trippie Redd. I don't hate Trippie Redd. I'm talking about his music, not him as a person. And some people need to be able to tell the difference there, but I'm not sure about this. Like, I don't, like, who the hell is gassing this? I mean, yeah, it might be easy to say when he let you in his multi-million-dollar mansion and played you the album in its entirety. What were you doing? Sitting next to him and saying it was garbage? Like, I doubt it, but it's whatever. People can think what they think. Some people are saying it's a 7 to 8. I do not see that, and by the way, I don't like giving number ratings on this channel, and I'm not going to do that now. So, there you have it. I feel like the features help the album a lot because they try to bring a different vibe out of Trippie, and that's a positive. I think that's like one of the major positives. There's a couple of good things about the album, but I don't know, the bad kind of overweighs the good. Some of these songs end abruptly too. I would say that's another negative thing. And it's just such a, again, like I said throughout the track by track, it's such a weird thing to wait till the end of the album to have the hype songs. Have hype songs in there, Trippie Redd. Your voice is hype. Like, you don't have to shout at your loved one every fucking song. It is what it is. I don't really know. Trippie Redd can make the music he wants to. If he doesn't want to make hype music at all, it's fine. But, like, the fact that he pulled a Drake and had an album full of, like, a different genre and just threw a hip-hop song at the end, I'm not sure about this. I guess Lil Wayne was a hip-hop song. I don't know. Overall, this album isn't great. I would say it's okay. I would probably give this a 4 to 6 out of 10. That's kind of the range I'm sitting at. Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't even know if I'll listen to it again, but it is what it is. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, it has been GZTV, giving you guys the best music content out there. We're going to be doing the weekly track roundup this Sunday, so everything in between Trippie's album we will also be talking about. So, yeah, leave a thumbs up, sub, anything, whatever you want to do. I'm out.